Alright, hey everyone, Wanderbot here, and welcome back to Death and Destruction. I really like this armor set, man. Alright, let's go down. So, I really have no idea how much we have left. I was assuming we were pretty close to the end of the Molten Fortress, but this is a whole new zone. It's a whole new zone for me. Let's see, where am I going? Actually, I think we're going up here. Maybe? Yeah, this looks new. I did put my headphones in wrong. I was like, I can't hear a single sound effect. I could just hear the music or parts of it. But that was about the extent of it. Alright, so I'm just gonna be running around dropping meteors on fools while my minions do most of the work. Just gotta remember to keep them buffed. So yeah, I thought we were pretty close to the end. We might still be pretty close to the end, or I might be like horribly wrong and y'all are laughing at me that know this game. I don't know. So I'm trying to finish this game before I move into my new place. And actually, speaking of, I should probably mention there might be a loud noise at some point as my phone goes off. Unless like something goes hideously wrong in the lease signing process, we have a place. This really is going to be the chronicles. This and Astroneer are the chronicles of me trying to get a house. And I'm actually kind of okay with it. It's kind of a fun process, and I like chronicling my life as such. Shell doesn't, but I don't know. This is my like just kind of goof off series. That I was just like, you know, I'm stuck in a hotel. I have nothing I can immediately do with myself. I can only record light games that don't require a hello.
We found it! I believe I can operate the forge. Books in the Overseer's library describe it in detail. I should even be able to remove the corruption without diminishing the strength the Ember has granted you. Take your place on the platform.
So, have you come to join us? I knew you would hear Ordrak's call eventually.
Master Ulrich, you would never serve such a destructive power. It's the corrupted Ember affecting your mind. If Ordrak is the source of this plague, then it is our duty to destroy him.
I taught you about duty, Sil, but it is time for a new lesson. With Ordrak's power, we can reshape the world. Come and meet your new master.
So did it fail? I don't know. Okay. Let's see. But yeah, so to go back to my point, I'd react more to that plot, but I don't know what happened. It's like, did it fail? Or are we good? I'm assuming it just kind of fizzled out and nothing has since changed. Now, whatever. Okay, let's see. So what was I saying? I was talking about there might be a loud noise as my phone goes off. We have to go sign our lease at some point. However, we also had a snowstorm today. So there's a very real possibility that, you know, we might not be able to. I mean, I don't know. Hopefully it'll be sometime today and they're just slow to get into their own office. It'd be pretty bad. They sent the acceptance off. It's just a matter of waiting. Oh, it's more waiting. At least I have things to do. Because, yeah, Torchlight is just kind of my like, chill out. I'm going to be stuck in a hotel. Can't do anything strenuous. You know, don't want to do a whole lot of tech support. Can't have anything that requires, like, an online connection, yada, yada, yada. And so, yeah, let's do Torchlight. And it is fun. I like it. Let's see. I don't know how many more skeletons I need. But I probably need some amount of impage, because they die. Apparently my regular skeletons are actually supposed to have a cooldown. You're supposed to keep them perpetually summoned. I'm really glad the mods I've got have changed that, because I don't really like constantly maintaining a skeleton horde. That doesn't sound very fun to me. Let's see. Let me make sure I've got all of my beam golems. I'm not really sure what is missing, so I figured I'd just get rid of them all. Yeah, now it looks like we're getting a reasonable amount of potions here. Just 1 or 2 here and there. So I'm going to start taking the potions that get dropped, because they're not dropping en masse like they were in previous zones. I had no mods affecting loot drop, apart from, I guess, the potential for, the stat potions to drop. And that was by far apparently the wrong choice, because the drop rate was too high. So I got another mod that makes it so white items don't drop, and I guess it nerfed the drop rate on the stat potions somehow. A mod that fixes a mod. Who'd have thought? I mean, there are actually mods that do that. More so in, like, Bethesda games. But hey, I'm not going to look at the gift horse in the mouth. I'm just going to point at the... I'm not going to look the gift horse in the mouse. But I am going to point out that mouse, and I'm going to say, hey, look, there's the mouse. And you're going to be like, why is there a mouse with the... Anyway, the weird train.
Quest complete.
Driving across the country was interesting. It was pretty pleasant. I have to say, like, the drive from Wyoming to Idaho to you know, Oregon, I think is some of the prettiest parts of the country I've ever been through. And like, I actually kind of want to do that drive again, but without all my stuff. Probably during a nicer looking season, so I can properly appreciate it. Because it was really nice looking. Like, I really liked it. And I kind of wanted to see it all in, like, different seasons, because it was pretty. Northwest just has, I don't know, some neat geology that you just don't get out east nearly as much. I've lived all over the country at this point. I gotta say, there are some, like, really nice places around, some really nice places down south. Let's see, so that increases the damage by 60, chance to burn targets, meh. Let's see, still can't level that up. I'm gonna alternate between Pet Mastery and Burning Bind, I think. Because all the other spells just don't scale well. Luckily, I was looking at the skills from Torchlight 2, and it looks like all the skills scale based on your weapon's DPS, which is so nice. I'm sure it still, like, has weird scaling problems, where, like, some things are notably better than others, but, like, it still seems like they made some massive improvements on how damage is handled. I almost feel like I should have gone Destroyer on this run, but nah. Being a Minion Master is fun. I don't know if I'm going to do Minion Master. I was looking up how to be a Minion Master in Torchlight 2, and you'd have to go Engineer, and it doesn't look like you get as much DPS. You know, it's much more of a...
I can't carry anymore.
It's much more of a kind of support role. I guess I wouldn't mind it. Oh, hello. Physical damage, faster attack, faster cast, crit, bonus crit. Damage. This... Neither of these help my minions, right? Any of these other ones help. Extra gold find, extra magic find. No dex, though. We don't need the staff. Okay, we'll send you out. We also have the Dragon Slayer shoulders. Drop some meteors on Bizulmazar the Butcher. There we go. Hey, so that was the quest. I was like, I recognize that name. We actually got both of those done. We should probably pop back at some point and actually drop those off. Okay. I was just gonna quickly double check these other areas. Yep. There's a mid-boss of sorts. Oh. Ow. I was kind of under the expectation that my minions were with me. I was very wrong. I was just like, oh shit, where are my minions? They probably got hung up on corners again. They really don't handle corners or, like... or most obstacles. Some will teleport to you if you go, like, a distance away, but it doesn't always count. Okay. I think this is exactly where I got killed, which is kind of embarrassing, because there's nothing here. So, the Court Mantle. Doesn't really give me that much. The Dragon Slayer shoulders don't give me that much either. Kind of frustratingly. We got more spells. He's got Summon Zombies 3. Let's get rid of the zombies. Let's give him skeletons. I don't actually know if the skeletons will... Oh, we just randomly got some fame. Alright. I have no idea how we randomly got some fame. Yeah, I'm not really durable enough to actually be fighting anything. I'm sure that this would be significantly harder if I had Gone Destroyer, which, like, was a consideration of mine, like, should I have? But I think I'm fine with this. It's fun being a minion master, especially if I'm gonna go solo. I think next time I might try the, is it the Outlander? Whatever the ranger type character is. It seemed actually like a lot of fun. They'll probably be messing with that on the next run. Because I think they had the, like, summon bat on kill thing. Like, they'll be a light minion master, but not, like, all horde of enemies all the time kind of build. Maybe. I don't know. Whatever. Somebody was saying in the comments, take a drink whenever Wander says, I don't know. Or immediately, like, contradicts himself or whatever he said. You will die. Do not ever do a drinking game based on my habits. It will be not good for you. Unless you really, really want to get blitzed real fast and then have some level of moderation to know when to stop. And even then, I'd say there's more fun drinking games than drinking to me just rambling kind of in a sleepy manner. I'm recording this at 10 a.m., which is like, it's noon based on, like, you know, the previous time zone I was in, so it's like not too much. But bear in mind, I usually only record stuff between the hours of, like, 5 to midnight, and so, you know, being in this hotel and recording a lot of this series in the mornings has actually kind of really thrown off me and how I do things. I just am not a morning person. I never have been. And I doubt I will ever be. I'll try a little bit while we're here, just because I have to. Because time zones, if I want to get any Europeans for my streams, and, like, I don't want to lose my entire European audience, I should probably at least, like, kind of go to an hour that they can watch. I used to stream stupid late at night, but I've been working on changing that just because stupid late at night is not as conducive to things. I don't know.
My pack is full.
It was one of those where it worked better because that way I didn't have to worry about streaming while my parents were around. My parents
My pack is full.
were... When I was living with them, my parents weren't exactly the loudest people, but they definitely, like, weren't the quietest. So, you know, I'd like, be recording and suddenly I'd hear the dishwasher overhead, because my office was directly below the kitchen. I'd just hear the dishwasher go on, and I'd have to, like, run upstairs and be like, no, stop, I am doing work. It was nice to get out of there. I didn't mind living with my parents, you know, as far as, like, basement dwellers go, my life was pretty decent. It was also one of those where it's like, it very, very clearly was not going to be a permanent deal. It was just a, well, I have no money, and no immediate job, nor any immediate income. Guess I'm just gonna live with mom and dad for a while. And it worked out, actually. Hello. How do you feel about Firefall? I kind of wish I had played that game when it came out. I know it was one of those like MMOs that I wanted to get into, but it didn't run on my computer. And then I think at this point it's just dead. Unless there's like, well, I mean it could still be going. Purple people defeater. Okay, can't get any more in Burning Bind. I want to work on finishing off Pet Mastery, because once that's gone, we never have to think about it again. Doesn't really help that much. That is good, though. All elemental damage by 8%, then more, and heck yeah, we're gonna go enchant the crap out of that. What else we got? Now, so we do have an Adept Chaos Gem. I wonder if I can enchant one of those. I should check the next time we get the opportunity. It doesn't look like there was anything else interesting around here either. Was that the boss? It probably was. Whee! Well, there's no one to greet me here, just some dead dude. And this is the last level I'm aware of. So back when I first played this game, I pretty much completely ignored the plot and was just running around as a destroyer, I think it was.
I have basked in his presence. The voice in the Ember is only a shadow of Ordrak's true glory. I find now that I have no desire other than to serve him and to show his glory to the world. My years of study are nothing to Ordrak's vast centuries dwelling in Ember. But still, my knowledge sometimes surpasses his. His spirit infuses the Ember. It could be concentrated further, bringing his voice to the world. Syl will see the potential. Together, we will free Ordrak from this mountain. Kingdoms will kneel before us, blinded by the radiance of our ascendancy. None will dare question the virtue of our art, or the power of Ordrak.
Man, this guy went from, like, knowledgeable magical researcher to just praised minion. I think he's probably the best voice actor that they picked. I'm actually kind of curious who did the voice acting for this. Because I remember, Brink was... Brink was pretty flat. And then, oh, who else was there? Brink was pretty flat. The mage lady is pretty good. She's okay, I don't know. I've yet to discover any, like, immediate complaint-worthy things, at the very least. Then there's pretty much, like, no other voice actors in this game to begin with. I don't know. It's a pretty low-budget game, all things considered. Pretty good, though. Like, I don't know. Indie games are awesome. I want to play more of them. Like, I can get more enjoyment out of... I've gotten more enjoyment out of this than I kind of did with Diablo 3. Even though Diablo 3 is better, there's, I think, a feeling of earnestness that I get from most indie games. Even if, like, yeah, this really is cut and dry, like a Diablo 1 clone. It just feels more... It feels like they believed in the game. I'm not sure about Diablo 3. And maybe it's just one of those that, like, Diablo 3 launched in an incredibly rough state. And they have improved it, and I'll give them credit for that. But, like... I guess I'm kind of sensitive to when a game feels mildly phoned in. Let's see. And so, like, I don't know, there's just something earnest about, like, a lot of indie games that I just don't get. Now, there are a lot of really cheap indie games out there that really don't, you know, really just are like, I'm just going to clone this other popular thing. Or, like, an iterative thing. Oh, I should probably have gone back to town. I've got nothing but gems in my inventory. That's a bad thing. There's a new game coming out called Wild Age, I believe. I think it's Wild Age, which is straight up just like a 3D version of Kingdom. And I'm interested in playing it just because, like, well, maybe they'll iterate on the design well. But there's something about, like, just looking at it, you're like, oh, you just saw Kingdom and you just wanted to make Kingdom.
I'm overburdened.
Let's see, let's go back. My inventory is way too full. I'm just going to be wasting my time. Plus, we've got to go turn in quests. Let's see. Tell me, how did you defeat Bizulmazar the Butcher? Interesting, but not epic. I'll need to spice that up a bit if your tale is to have a lasting appeal. Still, you should be rewarded for your effort.
I'm overburdened.
There's a really cool looking weapon. Okay, let's just dump all the greens. Let me see. I should really clear this out.
I can't carry anymore.
Let's transmute what I can. Nope, that's enchant. You. Let's see, what do we got? Circles, square. A lot of these gems. Okay. Let's kind of offload, because I've got too many. At this point, we might also want to just start using some of them and maybe not reclaiming them. Are these dull eyeballs? Yeah, those are dull eyeballs. We have these two. Purple squares? Okay. Because, yeah, my inventory is too full. I could just get rid of them, because I think I can, like, buy half of them myself anyway. But there's a certain appeal to combining gems that has never disappeared. For those of you that played Diablo 2, gems and jewels were, like, I don't know, they were my jam. I don't know about you guys, but, like, I always looked forward to finding new, like, maxing out those gems and making perfect ones, and I was like, yes! I don't know. It was just really satisfying, I guess. And admittedly, this game runs into some serious stash problems. It is a very small stash. There are some mods that I could get that would actually shrink it down. Or not shrink it down, increase the amount that I have. I don't know. I guess I really should just be using my personal stash here. I was just kind of hoping I could leave all my gems together. Because if I ever decide to play this again, I'll probably play a Destroyer, and I'll probably try and maximize my gem usage a bit better. Let's see, we don't have any more blue. Do we have any more orange squares? No. We got a couple of diamonds, but nothing. And yeah, I can always go talk to the gem merchant and see if I can get more things. So that is a polished cold ember. What would she sell? Yeah, she has the star skull, the flawless skull, several different eyeballs, bunch of things.
See you later.
Well. Not that important. What I could do is just guzzle all of these potions here. Let's... No. I shouldn't guzzle the potions. I could also just get rid of all of the weapons, or make the characters that could use the weapons and just shuffle them over. Yeah, actually, we could do that. That would almost be the best time-saving measure. If you wish to be a hero truly worthy of song, you must prove yourself to be able to slay even the fiercest of beasts. Isilmog the Vengeful is thought to be an invincible foe, but a courageous warrior need not listen to such rumors. The Beast Slayers 32 floors below Torchlight. Return and tell me your tale. Adamant Ember, it's beautiful. This was the strength of the dwarves. I can see the corruption, even in it, even without close examination. It's a terrible thing. Even if the source was destroyed, the blight may still remain. I don't know the nature of the being which is forcing its spirit into the Ember veins, but I think they have merged inseparably. The deepest Ember will show the most signs of corruption. It will contain the blight in its purest form. It will be a terrible thing to behold, but my research would be incomplete without an example of sanguine Ember. I cannot blame you if you wish to if you don't wish to search for it. I'm certainly not fool enough to tread so close to the source. Still, if you stumble upon such a foul thing, why not be rewarded for your efforts? Okay, so we got some fame. Fame's going to... yeah, let's just keep buffing Pet Mastery. I mean, I could just respec, get the last of Pet Mastery and be done with it, but eh. This one looks promising. There's a crystalline soul in some forgotten nook below us. I bet I can sell one of those for a king's ransom. Well, part of one anyhow. I'll open the portal, and if you can find the crystalline soul, bring it back for your share of the profit. Okay, so I've cleared up my inventory. I've got a couple of maps that I really don't need. Let's pull these out. What else do we have? I mean, I could guzzle all the stat potions and become ridiculous. But I don't know. I mean, my inventory is good. I think I'm just gonna do dungeon for today. We'll go do that bonus side portal quest later. The problem is just, like, there's not a whole lot of immediate need to, or, like, benefit to doing so. Like, okay, I get a little bit of fame, but it's, like, about as much as just killing a random monster, which is just kind of unfortunate. I like it when things give you, like, specially tailored gear to your character. Like, I don't know. It'd be kind of neat if it, like, detected that I was going really heavy minion mastery and gave me an applicable item for, like, completing certain quests. Or, like, several options so I could actually choose between them as opposed to, like, here's a staff. It's not good for you. You can sell it. It's like, just give me the money then. Like, I think there is a place for procedural generation in these games. I just feel like it needs to be more ridiculous. And not just like, this does X amount more damage, or gives you, like, some amount of strength or magic. Like, I almost kind of wish, you know, the base, like, magic stats and stuff were just built into your class. You know, the alchemist, for example, gets 2 points in magic, or 3 points in magic and 2 in defense every level. And that's just but a hello. But it, like, limits itself to. And then the actual choices you get are magic regen, faster cast speed, you know, just raw spell damage. You get, like, minor percentages and maybe some interesting abilities on top of that. So, you know, you have a chance for, like, an echo cast, or you know, interesting things that, like, if you wanted to, they could make massive differences in how you do things. And I realize, once again, I'm more or less describing Path of Exile. Admittedly, most of the level ups are still just, like, you get some amount of stat points. But every once in a while, you get those special nodes that actually really do change how you do things. Or, like, make a fairly decent impact on, like, on your build. And, like, I want to see more of that in these games. Obviously, this game's maybe a little bit shallow. It doesn't need to go that far. And, you know, it's short enough that, like, unless you really decide to do, like, boatloads of endgame content, not really a whole lot of immediate reason to. Let's see, do we keep leveling this up? Yeah, because it increases the duration. Probably actually use my, my buff abilities. Do I destroy that portal? No. It looks like I should, well, I shouldn't. I can't destroy it, so I guess I'm just leaving it up there. Let's see. My natural inclination is to play the game like this, but I realize that might not actually be terribly watchable for you guys. I remember when I played Diablo 2, I did most of my navigation entirely just using the minimap. I didn't pay that much attention to the actual gameplay until I ran into something tougher than your average, like, goon. Okay, so we should probably resummon my nether imps. I don't see them around me. It means they probably died. Okay, and I've already got everything else. Okay, we're good. Yeah, the one problem with the Minion Master build is it's kind of sluggish, you know, effectively go into a new area and pretty much just resummon the archers and then, you know, make sure my dudes are buffed off.
My inventory is full.
I guess it's not that big of a deal. Already? We did get the Wyvern Helm. So, we'd lose minion speed in favor of minion armor. It's good, though. I'm just gonna keep it with me. I'll think about it. The main thing is, like, we don't really need minion armor. I could go, like, bananas enchanting it, but I don't think I was actually aiming at anything. I was just like, I'm just gonna nuke the ground. Thing is, I've got such high mana regen already that it's like, pretty much don't have to worry about anything. Okay. Now, is this a teleporter, or is it just, like, a thing? Oh! So it is! Well, it's a good thing my curiosity got the better of me. I'll have to pay attention to see if there's any more. I've probably walked past several at this point, but, oh well.